Good morning, everyone. Yeah. So I'm going to start this way. I first want to understand the segments, of this audience. So if you are still in secondary school, can you please wave your hand at me? You're still in secondary school. Please put your hand up very well. Okay. Put down your hand. If you have left secondary school and now you are in the university, put up your hand. Undergraduates. Okay. If you have left the university, maybe you're waiting to serve, you're still looking for a job, put up your hand. All right. So I think I have the secondary school students in the majority. Now, you are in secondary school. You are in junior secondary school. Put up your hand. GSS 1, GSS 2, GSS 3. Let me see you. Put up your hand very well. Okay. You are in senior secondary school. SS 1, SS 2. Do they still use SS1, SS2, SS3? Huh? Okay, because I know the educational system of Nigeria is changing. So I know they use basic 1, basic 2, basic 3 to basic 9, Abby? Basic 6. All right. I've been introduced already. So my name is Samson Folarin. And I'm the editor of the Wicked Titles of Punch newspapers. I will be speaking to you on identifying and leveraging your uniqueness for life and career success. Identifying, leveraging your uniqueness. So what is uniqueness? I don't have all the time, but I would like to make this session as interactive as possible. So who can tell us what is uniqueness? Somebody in GSS. Yes, just put up your hand very quickly. Uniqueness. Yes, please. The young lady over there. Stand out. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Uniqueness means what makes you stand out from the crowd. Uniqueness is what makes you different. All right, that's another word. Stand out. Different. Yes, somebody threw another word at me. Yes? Special. Uniqueness is what makes you special. Yes, another word. Distinct. Distinct. Yes, another one. All right, so you have, the idea now. You understand. It's about what makes you stand out. What makes you different. What makes you you. Why you are not the person beside you. All right? Now, at the end of this conversation we're going to be having, you should be able to identify what makes you different. And how do you develop, how do you utilize those things that make you different from the crowd? Those things that make you special from the person beside you. And I'll be using 7 key points, for this presentation. 7 key points. The first one, distinguishing your difference. The second one, discover your dominance. Discover your dominance. The third one, Develop your distinctions. Develop your distinctions. And then number what now? Number what? Okay, let me start again. Number one. What's number one? Number two? Number three? Number four now. Deal with dream killers. Deal with dream killers. Number five, decide on a discipler. Decide on a discipler. It's the word discipler is taken from the word disciple. So somebody who mentors is another word for mentoring. Number six, discipline your daily duties. Discipline your daily duties. And number seven, depend on the divine. Depend on the divine. So let's start from number one. What's number one? Distinguishing your difference. No two faces are the same. No two destinies are similar. Every one of us has been wired differently, with different gifts, different stories, different passions. Look at the person beside you. Are you the same? In this all, is there anybody that has the same look as you that can be mistaken for you? Is there anybody? There is nobody. You are different. Even identical twins have some distinguishing features. In fact, identical twins are not born at the same time. And that is why you must know that the world does not need another copy of somebody else. The world needs the original you. Think about it. Why do we remember certain people in history? You talk about Nelson Mandela. You talk about Chimamanda Adichie. You talk about Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo in the world of football. You talk about Davido. You talk about Burna Boy, Michelangelo. These are people who made history. These are people who, because they practiced their craft so well, that people love to identify with them and to identify with their names. If everybody were a footballer, you will never know of, a Michael Jackson. If everybody were, a Davido, you will never know of a Burna Boy. Though they are in the same industry, but they have different styles of music. The point I'm trying to make is that you first need to distinguish your difference. You need to settle it in your mind that you're not going to be a photocopy of anybody. You may have role models. You may say, I love my dad. I look up to my dad. I want to be like my dad someday. Oh, I love this person. I love his profession. I love her profession. But you must understand that you are different. You must understand that you are unique. You must understand that you have a talent. And somebody described talent as that seed of greatness that God has planted inside of you. So that is a very important point that you need to take note of. And this is the first thing that you need to always tell yourself. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I am different. You don't say because people are making money in medicine, in banking, in engineering, and because of that, you also want to become a banker. You also want to become an engineer. No, you don't. You don't say, well, because there are certain professions that have prestige. When you come out, you say, that is a doctor. And then, you raise your shoulders. And then you also want to become a doctor because of the prestige. No. You are different. That's the first thing I want you to know. Let me tell you about a young man. He's no longer young because he's recently celebrated, I think, his 50th birthday. His name is Sheyi Vodi. How many of you have heard of Sheyi Vodi? Oh, just 2, 3. Sheyi Vodi is a tailor. He doesn't even claim to be a fashion designer. There are people, what they do is actually tailoring. But because they don't like the name, so they look for fanciful names. But Sheyi Vodi is proud to be a tailor. He tells everyone, I'm a tailor. But he's not just a tailor. He's an extraordinary tailor. He makes clothes for presidents. He makes clothes for members of the National Assembly, for top politicians in this country. The kind of cars that you see Sheyi Vodi drive. Some doctors, engineers in Nigeria with big names, they cannot afford those luxurious rides. And he's just a tailor. How many of you want to become a tailor? I don't expect to see anybody raise their hand. Even if you tell your parents, Mom, Dad, I want to become a tailor, you don't look at them and say, is that what I'm sending you to school for? But this guy is just a tailor. But he made a difference with tailoring. I want you to tell yourself, I am different. Some of you are saying it without any form of conviction. Say, I am different. Again? Say it as if you are about it. You are different. You are not a photocopy. You are an original. As you sit down there, as you are there. So you need to tell yourself, that you are different. How many of you have heard of Hilda Bassi? You've heard the name Hilda Bassi. What does she do? She cooks. She's just a cook. Imagine waking up and telling your dad or your parents, I want to become a cook. I want to become a chef. That's just, that is my profession. That is my passion. Your mom will say, what? Are you joking? Is that why I'm spending so much on you? But Hilda Bassi has name recognition than many engineers, many bankers, many doctors. The point, again, is for you to understand that you don't need to copy anybody to make a name for yourself and to be rich and to have money. You don't need to be like anybody for you to have fulfillment in life. All right. So let's move on. Now, I'm going to share, my personal story with you, right? I discovered my love for writing very, very early. Very early in life. In fact, it was when I was a child. And I still remember very well that those days, I'll just pick a book and I'll be writing all kinds of things because I just loved writing. And there's one comment by my grandma that I will never forget. Even though I was a child, maybe I was just 5 years old, maybe I was 6 or something. She saw me writing one day and she told one of my siblings and said, look at Samson. He loves writing and he does it well. Why can't you be like him? And that statement struck a chord in my heart and I felt, wow, so that means people are watching me. That means people appreciate what I'm doing. As of then, I'm not sure there was any form of prestige in writing. As of then, I don't think writers were well-known names, that even the ordinary people can identify with them. But from that moment, I discovered that I loved writing. But then, when I got to, when I became mature and I understood my rights from my lefts, as we say it, if you ask me, what do you want to become? I'll tell you, I want to become a doctor. If you ask me, why do you want to become a doctor? I'll say, I love, taking care of sick people. I love helping people. I love caring for people. And then I'll tell you that, look, I want to be a doctor because I loved the name. I love the sound of it. But I really didn't have that calling. I really didn't have that gift. And that is where God also comes in. But don't let me jump the gun. Let's move to the second point. And what's the second point? Discover your dominance. Discover your dominance. How do you know your uniqueness? Find your area of dominance. Ask these questions. And these are very practical questions. Number one, what comes naturally to me? What comes naturally to me? What do you do with ease? Even when others, they struggle with that thing, you just love doing it. You don't need to be forced, to be compelled to do that thing. Maybe it is drawing. You can, once you see a person, you just want to draw them. Maybe it is solving difficult math questions. Once you see any problem, math problem, you just want to solve it. Maybe it is organizing people. When people are scattered, you just feel like, no, this thing is not looking right. And then you arrange. You put things in order. Maybe you love to make others laugh. You can crack jokes and people will be laughing and they'll be like, where did that come from? Come on. This is a gift. You are the life of the party. That could actually be your area of dominance. Maybe you love talking. You just talk endlessly. And people are like, you are talkative. No, they are looking at the negative side of your gift. Maybe for you, you just love to be in the laboratory, just mixing, those chemicals. Nobody, no teacher, no parents, you don't need any form of persuasion. That could be your area of dominance. Maybe for you, you like acting. You can mimic anybody. You can create impressions of people. Maybe the way I'm talking now, you're already analyzing me. And then if they give you the mic, you can talk exactly the way I'm talking. That is your area of dominance. Number two. The first one is what? What comes naturally to me. All right? The second is what energizes me. Some things that you do, those things, they drain you. You don't like them. Sometimes you can even be very direct and say, I don't like doing this thing. But some things fuel you. While some things drain you, there are certain things that fuel you. The things that make you feel alive are usually connected to your uniqueness. Those things are crying out for expression. I'll tell you a story. So I studied mass communication at the University of Lagos. And I told you that I loved writing, right? But I didn't like the way people associate poverty with journalism. And because of that, I was avoiding even journalism, even though I was a mass communication undergraduate. I didn't like it. But do you know it was so if you studied mass communication, as of then, when you get to year 3, you are allowed to pick your sequence. So in journalism, in mass communication, you have public relations and advertising, you have broadcast journalism, and you have print journalism. Even though I was the best student in my class, right? And I didn't like journalism, because of the poverty associated with it, just like I said. But when I got to year 3, it was my course advisor that said, Samson, just let him go to print. Just let him go to print. That is where he has his strengths. And I could not disagree. But this is the story. In year 3, a lecturer gave us an assignment, and I can never forget this assignment because it was a turning point for me. The lecturer said, now this assignment, you guys will write an article on whatever is trending in Nigeria. You write a social commentary. If the article gets published, you get 15 marks. If it gets published in any national newspaper, you get how many marks? 15 marks. If your article is not published, right, and maybe, after reading, think it is good enough, I'll give you 5 marks, I'll just decide the mark that I will give you. Immediately, I got that assignment. Majority, members of my class were grumbling. They were like, what kind of assignment is this? This is difficult. But immediately I had that assignment, immediately I got that assignment, I was excited. There was something in me that came alive. I can still remember the feeling. I was like, wow, this is good. The lecturer asked us to publish 1. I published like 3. I published like 3 articles in different newspapers. Because I was excited. There was something that connected with my gifts. And did you know that after that day, there was no turning back for me? In fact, I think in retrospect, that was the start of my journalism career. You know why? Because after I published like 3-4 articles in different newspapers, I started getting feedback. So when you write an article like that and you publish, you put your contact at the end of the article. People started calling me from different parts of Nigeria. Oh, I love that article. It was well written. Are you sure you are an undergraduate? This is good. This is beautiful. And then one of the people that called me was a lecturer in my faculty. And he said, what? You are in this faculty? We need to see. It gave me a lot of excitement. And that was how I started publishing. I was publishing everywhere. And then There was a particular newspaper that did not publish my article. Okay, this is turning to a long story. I still have a lot to say, and I don't want to take your time. But it is important that you listen to these stories, because you need to discover that area of dominance. It is when you discover your area of dominance that you discover your life purpose, that you discover what will make you rich. Am I making any sense? Are you with me? It is that time that you will discover what will make your name go global. If you don't discover your area of dominance, you will be struggling. Because it is not your natural habitat. Have you seen a fish struggle inside the water? Have you seen it? Fish struggling in the water. No, a fish does not struggle in the water because that is the natural habitat. A fish, swims and it's just there. But if you put a lion inside the water, you've already destroyed the lion. Can you imagine a Cristiano Ronaldo choosing to become a medical doctor? Can you imagine? Maybe because of the parents or because of somebody pushing him. Can you imagine a Lionel Messi? How many of you watch football here? I don't want to make any assumptions, so that's why I need to always ask for show of hands. Can you imagine a Lionel Messi saying, because, and I don't want to discourage anyone from these noble professions of engineering, medical doctor, and everything. But the point I'm trying to make is that don't miss and don't lose your area of dominance. Don't let money, prestige affect your decision of a life career. So what energizes you? Number 3, what do others notice about me? What do others notice about me? So let's say you don't have the answer to number 1. What comes naturally to you? You don't know it. What energizes you? You don't know it. You have a third option. Ask your friends. Ask your family members. What is special about me? Ask them. What do you think I do naturally? Ask them. By asking others to evaluate you, you get an idea of what your area of dominance is. Point 3. And what's point 3? Again? Okay, so I'm talking about point 3. We're going to point number 3. What's point 3? Develop your distinction. Deploy your distinction. Once you've identified your uniqueness, put it to work. In school, don't just choose subjects because your friends are choosing that subject. Lean into what plays to your strengths. If you love science, dig deeper. If you love arts, sharpen your creativity. Thank you. Read novels. So, I always use myself as example so you can understand. So I discovered that I could write. I discovered that I had passion for writing. But when you have gift, when you have a seed of greatness, when you have potential, whatever it is, you have a duty to develop that thing. So when I discovered that I could write, what did I do? I decided to read novels so I could build my vocabulary, so I could know how to, weave sentences creatively. I had a note, and then I had a note where, I was writing new words and their meanings. And each time I have to write for a newspaper, even as a student, naturally, those words that I've written, those words that I'd learnt, they'll just come back to me. And then I'll see myself using them. So when you have discovered your area of dominance, you need to develop it. You need to do things that will help that gift to mature. In career, you don't have to follow the crowd. Not everyone has to become a doctor, engineer, lawyer, banker, or even a journalist. The career that will bring you fulfillment is the one where your uniqueness gives you an advantage. In life, use your uniqueness to solve problems for others. So you have IT skills. You love to work on the computer. So what do you do? Maybe dad has a laptop and, it's faulty. Take that laptop. Try to repair it. As you do these things, you discover that you are developing that's your gift. You are developing your area of expertise. Now, there are 3 action plans that I want you to note at this point. 3 action plans, things that you need to do. Number 1. Discover. So write down 3 strengths you have. And maybe we should do it now. Write down 3 strengths. 3 things that you think you do naturally. Write them down. I think you can do it now or later because of our time. Write them down. 3 areas of your strength. Okay? Have you done that? Number 2, develop. Find ways to build and practice them every day, even if it will be in small steps. And number 3, deploy them. Use them to help someone else. Use them to solve a problem. Use them to create something. Point number 4. Point number 4 is what? Deal with what? Deal with dream killers. Let me be real to you. The world won't always applaud your uniqueness. Not everyone will believe in you. Some laugh, some will discourage you, some will criticize you. But you must stick. One of the problems or one of the dream killers that I have here is peer pressure. Everybody is choosing this particular course. Why are you different? When I was in GSS3, I was moving to SS1, and then they said, well, we have to choose whether we are going to science or arts or commercial. Everybody expected me to choose science. Everybody thought, oh, he's going to science. Arts is for the Olodos. And then I felt that, maybe they are telling the truth. I should not disappoint my friends. But I prayed. So there is always a place of God in these things that we are saying. And then I got the conviction that I should go to arts. Everybody was shocked. What? Samson, you're going to arts? What are you looking for? So you must be careful of peer pressure. Don't let your friends influence your choice of a career. 2, fear of failure. What if I try and I don't succeed? Don't allow the fear of failure. Number 3, distractions from those shining with their gifts. Distractions from big names. And then your parents will tell you, or your friends will tell you, don't you think you should be like this person? Don't you think that this is what everybody is doing? Everybody is now doing IT, cyber security. Everybody is doing what's it called? AI and everything. Why not do the same thing? You must find your area of dominance and you must stick to it. You must guard your dreams like treasure. Don't let someone who doesn't understand your vision talk you out of it. Point 5. Decide on a what? Decide on a what? Decide on a what? Decide on a discipler. Decide on a mentor. Somebody said that I have seen very far because I stood on the shoulders of giants. If you want to go far, after discovering your area of dominance, you discover that this is what you want to do. If you want to go far, you must look for people who have gone ahead of you in that area and ask them to mentor you. Mentorship is very key for you to progress in life. A mentor gives you connection. A mentor guides you, corrects you, inspires you, encourages you, and even holds you accountable. And that is why you must look for somebody who can mentor you. So that the mistakes that people make along the way, you don't make the same mistake. Number 6, discipline in your daily duties. You must understand that time is life. Life is time. Don't allow anybody to waste your time. Social media, many of us, we all have, good Android phones, good digital phones. You have social media accounts and everything. If you're not careful, you spend most of your time on social media, commenting on gossips, liking photos of your friends, and you spend unconscionable time in things that will not profit you. Social media is good, but at this stage, see, when I was in the university, I had a professor, and he told us that we should all deactivate our social media accounts. He said, social media is full of distractions. He said, just shut it down and face your books, face your studies. It will require a high level of discipline for you to comply with that kind of instruction. But if you want to go far in life, you will make a lot of sacrifices, including restricting your use of social media, limiting your use of social media. And you may tell yourself that, look, I'm not going to use Facebook more than once in a week. I'm not going to do Twitter more than once in a week. At this level of your life, you must make a lot of sacrifices. Over time, little disciplines compound into greatness. And that is why discipline is essential on your way to success. Number 7, my last point. Depend on the divine. I don't have all the time. I wish I can stress, that point. Depend on the divine. There is the God factor. And it is an important factor. No matter how good your plans are, you must understand that God must be central in that your plan. Talent is good. Skill is better. But God's grace is the ultimate. Success without God can be empty. But success with God brings peace, brings purpose and fulfillment. When you depend on God, He multiplies your little and makes it great. I told you when I was in GSS 3 and I had to make a decision about my career choice. I remember very well, I went to, the second floor of my secondary school. And I went there to pray. And I said, God, guide me. I don't want to make a mistake. Where should I go? Science class, commercial class, art class. And God led me to art class. When I wanted to choose my profession, I had options in arts. You can choose to study law. You can choose theater arts. You can choose mass communication and all the rest of them. And I had to pray. And I said, God, guide me. What course should I choose? And that year, I chose mass communication. And I had 307 in my, what you call UTME now. It was UME back then. I had 307. I was excited. I was happy. And my mind was at rest. That look, I don't even need to stress myself. And for the 4 years that I was in the university, it was like I was in my natural habitat. I was just swimming. I was just enjoying myself. I was editor of Unilag Sun. I was writing in national newspapers. Everybody was calling me. And when it was time to get a place to work, I was serving as a youth corps member when I was called for an interview by Punch. And I wasn't going to go, but somebody told me, go there. Go and see what will happen. I went there, and then I got the job. And gradually I moved from being a reporter to being the Metro editor, to being the features editor, and to where I am now. By the grace of God, not by strength, I've made a name for myself. If you Google my name, you're going to see a lot of things. And one of those things that God did was, giving me that Chamberlain scholarship, which also, culminated in my appointment as editor. When your life is guided by God, when you commit your ways into the hand of God, every step of the way, God, what should I do? What's the next thing? Where should I go? Should I go for that course? Should I go for this course? When you leave everything into the hand of God, success becomes inevitable. And fulfillment becomes wow. So, let's review the points. What's number one? The first one. Okay, let me give you time. What's the first point? Number 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7. Depending on the divine. As I wrap up, I want you to remember these points. Don't live as a photocopy. Live as the original masterpiece that God created you to be. Your uniqueness is not a mistake. It is the very tool you have been given to live a life, to impact, and to succeed. Thank you, everyone. for listening, and God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Samson. Please, one more time, put your hands together for him. Okay. We're going to take just 2 questions. If you have a question, raise up your hand now. 2 questions. 1, stand up, so that we know we have you. Who else has a question? 2. All right, stand. Please, let's have your name, what you do, and your question.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Favour Ayomide, and I do cleaning services. So,
is it his voice or the mic?
Okay, my name is Favour Ayomide. I do cleaning services. Okay, so I want to ask that, can I call that the gift that the God gave me, is it the same thing as the calling that we are called to, which you are talking about, the purpose?
Okay. The gift that God has given you, is it the same as
the calling, the purpose?
Calling, purpose.
Just like the book of Jeremiah.
Okay. All right. Any other question? Please, let me take all the questions together.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is God Favour Afo, and I'm a student at Obafemi Awolowo University. I would like to ask, you talked about developing your dominance. I mean, discovering your dominance. So I would like to ask, you gave some instances where you can identify those dominance. But my question is, if, for instance, you are aware that you probably don't have maybe natural interest in something, or you don't even do it easily, but you wish to probably do those things. Is it possible? Will it be appropriate for you to probably work diligently towards developing yourself in those areas, or it would amount to you? What's the word now? Deviating from your line of interest. Do you get my question, sir?
Yes, very well. Thank you. Any other question? All right. So let me take the 2 questions, and I'll start with the second question. You don't have gifts, as it were, in a particular area, but you want to develop interest in it. You want to major in that area. So what I will ask is, what is the motivation for it? Why do you want to do that thing? As opposed to what you have as a natural talent. There are many people, who are doing what is not their gift, what is not their talent, and they are succeeding. You can succeed in it. You'll be fine. But will you find fulfillment in that thing? Will you be happy doing that thing? You will have money. You will have whatever you want. But will you be happy? Happiness is underrated in career choice. Happiness is more than money. Happiness is more than popularity. It's more than fame. We interviewed somebody recently. She's based in Germany, I think. She studied medicine. And she studied medicine because that was her father's wish. That was what her father wanted her to study. And she did well in school. She graduated with top grade. And with a top grade, But guess what? After she got the certificate, she abandoned it. And what's she doing now in Germany? She's selling food. And when the reporter asked her, why are you doing this? She said she loved it. She said that was what she always wanted to do. And For her, she's fulfilled. For her, and she sells African food. And African food, is in high demand in some European countries. And for her, she's happy doing that. I also heard about somebody who, the course she studied in school was not what she wanted. It was forced on her. And after she was done wasting 4 years, 5 years in the university, she went back to her original purpose in life, what she wanted to do. So the question again I will ask is, what is the motivation? Why did you decide that, look, I'm not going to do what I think I have gifting or have talent for. I'm going to develop my skills in a different area. So if eventually you do that thing and you succeed in it, it will be a personal question for you. You won't have to share it with anybody. You won't have to share it with your friends or with anybody, with your family members. It will be something in you that, am I finding fulfillment in this? Am I happy doing this? Is this fine for me? There are people who have done that. And then, developed skill in a particular area, and then they make money and everything. But somewhere along the line, they just changed course. So it will be a personal decision, and in the end, you have yourself to blame or to thank for making that decision. The first question about your gifts, is it the same thing as your calling, as your purpose? You are saying the same thing. Your gift is what God has given you. So you develop that gift into a life, into, a calling, by working on it, developing it, deploying it. You're saying the same thing. All right. I think that's my response. Are we good? All right. Thank you, everyone, and God bless you.
Okay, Mr. Samson, just wait, sir. Let's just. All right, quickly, give her the mic.
Okay, she has a question.
We won't do this next time. When we call for questions, if you don't raise up your hand, then we would not come back to you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, good morning.
My question: what if you have or passion for many things, and you're good at those many things, but you don't know which one to focus on?
That's what we call jack of all trade, and then they say master of none. All right. So you said you have. Somebody has talents, gifts for many things. Again, and you like doing everything. Okay. So what I would advise is, fine, but focus on one. Make one a major. I don't think the love, the passion that you have for all those things will be the same. There will be one that you love doing more. Do you understand? So major on that one. Yeah, you can do others by the sides. All right. There's what we call side hustle, especially for us living in this country. You need multiple streams of income and all those things. But have one that you devote more of your time to, that you focus your energy on. You understand? If you put your energy into too many, you just discover that you are dissipating your energy. You won't be able to concentrate on one that will really give you the name and the recognition and the success that you crave for. Another way you can do it is start with that one, build it, make it strong, and then with time you can do the other ones. Does that make sense to you? All right, thank you.
Please put your hands together for Mr. Samson. All right.